Good morning, friends. So here we are, day 7. Super excited to see what you guys are saying, and I'm proud of all of you for digging in because I know that it's not easy, but that's the beauty of this journey. It's your journey, and you're gonna learn so much about yourself, and you're just gonna be getting better every single day. So if you have a hard day, or if one of these steps feels really hard, I don't want you to feel discouraged. I want you to celebrate the fact that even though it is hard, and even though it is tricky, and maybe it doesn't feel natural, or whatever is your sticking point, I want you to celebrate the fact that you're still showing up to your journey, because this is your journey. It's not just mine, it's yours. And when you shift your focus from feeling like you're overwhelmed and you just aren't getting traction to like, I am in control of this and I can show up every single day, and it might not be the easiest thing, it might not be the most like amazing, the most natural feeling thing, but I'm investing in myself and I'm taking time to fill my cup and to set my day up with intention and to just step into the very best version of myself. So it's never about perfection, right? It's always about progress, and it's just about showing up to your life every day. So day 7 of our Miracle Morning. This is the final letter in the SAVERS acronym, and today it is called scribing, which I prefer to call journaling. But hey, whatever. I don't know if you've got a big, like, a pen with a quill, like rock on with your bad self. So today it's all about the power of journaling. And so when I was younger, I loved to journal. I journaled all the time. I was always writing poetry. I was super angsty, right? And then I got away from it, and I just really didn't like it. I didn't enjoy journaling, and I would go out and I'd buy all these pretty journals thinking that they would motivate me, and they would just sit on my shelf and collect dust, and it just never motivated me. And as I dug into this journey, I still resisted the journaling, right? But further along now, and I journal every single day, even if it's just for a minute or two, and I've realized that it's helping me so much, and I lost my train of thought. It's going to come back to me though. The journaling piece is really big. Okay, so I can't believe I lost my train of thought. Darn it, it was going to be so good. I hate that. Hashtag live. All right, my friends. Okay, so scribing, also known as journaling, okay? Whatever it is that you write, putting words on the page is a form of therapy that doesn't cost a dime. And the other one, ideas can come from anywhere and at any time. The problem with making mental notes is the ink fades so rapidly. True. So when you're always thinking things, this even applies to a to-do list. Like having a to-do list helps me organize my thoughts and helps me feel like I'm getting traction. Even if like today, I got up early and I folded all the laundry. Check, check, check. It feels so good and so satisfying to check those boxes. Okay. So I feel like journaling for me, for so long, the reason I resisted it was because I was journaling in the way I used to journal, which would be kind of like, all the things that have gone wrong, and so said this to me, kind of that like real elementary, juvenile way of journaling. And so maybe that is what you're catching. Like maybe that's when you think of journaling, it's just about puking out all the things that have happened. So I've learned, as someone who is a recovering negative Nancy, and I'm an overthinker, that to do that doesn't benefit me at all. It doesn't serve me. It just stirs the pot, and it reignites those feelings of not good enough or whatever it is, right? And so I've made it a personal vow that my journals are going to be something I can look back on, and they're going to be things that inspire me and motivate me, and I can see how far I've grown. So that doesn't mean I'm completely editing my life. I still share what's happening, right? But I'm choosing that the things that I'm writing down and giving power to aren't all negative. It's not like this happened and we're super broke and blah, blah, blah. Like whatever it is for you, your struggle, I'm going to encourage you to use this journaling piece not as a way to just puke out all the crap. I want you to use it as a way to stir up your gratitude and use it as a way to focus on the good. And for me, when I was really struggling with getting into the scribing, into the journaling piece of my Miracle Morning, I actually combined steps. And so good morning. And so I combined my affirmations with journaling because I was like, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. Do I write goals? Like, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know what to write. So I would start writing my affirmations. And so I kind of mix up the order of my Miracle Morning because that's what works best for me. So I want you to do whatever works best for you. Make sure you're incorporating all the different pieces in your recipe, but mix and match and see how they fit. So I still do this with my affirmations. Like I will write out all my affirmations. The power of I am. I am patient today. I am on top of my house. I am whatever. All of the I ams that I want to be true, I will write those out, and then I will speak them out loud as my affirmation piece and my journaling piece. And since I started doing that, the idea of journaling shifted for me, where it wasn't something I dreaded, and now it's something I enjoy, right? Because it's a way to refocus my gratitude and my intention, and like the power of your words really do matter, right? So I love that. And that's what I'm going to encourage you to do if you're hitting a sticking point with your journal. It's okay. You don't have to like come up with some grand plan. It doesn't have to be super, super huge, right? Just start journaling about the things you're grateful for, or journal about your affirmations. The power of I am. I can do hard things. I am doing hard things. What used to feel hard is now easy for me. I'm on top of my budget. I'm on top of my house. I am happy in my life. I am loving the fact that I'm taking this time every single morning to fill my cup and set my compass right. All right, let's see what other notes I have in here. Okay, so benefits of journaling include gratitude, accelerated growth, helps you gain clarity, helps you capture ideas. I do this a lot. Like ideas will come to me. I'm like, oh yeah, just write in my journal. You can review lessons and things that you've learned. You can acknowledge your progress. And like I said, I journal my affirmations, so that's really helped me. So journaling in general enables you to document your insights and your ideas, your breakthroughs, your realizations, your successes, your lessons learned, and then your opportunities for personal growth. So like I said a second ago, I'm going to encourage you not to have this be hubby and I got into a fight, and he's such a whatever. Like, don't journal that stuff. Don't spend any of your morning energy on the negative, because there's enough of this in the world. The whole purpose of this is to shift your mindset and to step into the very best person, the very best version of you that you can possibly become. It's stepping into that level 10 life, right? Your level 10 self. So that's really my big takeaways, and the things I want you guys to remember is it's just about stirring up more positivity and stirring up more good and stirring up more gratitude. And if you are struggling with something, sometimes it is helpful to journal about it. So if you have a block around one of these pieces, you can journal about it. I'm not telling you it has to be all Susie, sunshine, and lollipops, but I found this serves me best when it's the good that I'm focusing on. Okay, so in this chapter, this is chapter, this is the S. S is for scribing. It's page 81 if you're in the book. And as I was reading through it, as I was reading through it, I found all these things that I had highlighted and made some notes on. And so I want to kind of talk about that a little bit, because it was a big aha again to me. All right. So he talks about in the very beginning of the book how you want to step into your level 10 life, right? You got to close the gap. Like, you have to work on improving yourself and do the personal development every single day. And all these pieces add up to that to help you get closer to the best version of yourself, right? It's not about perfection. It's about getting better every single day. But on the flip side of that is something that I fall into a lot, and probably those of you who are really striving to be better and to rock your lives are struggling with too. And it's called gap. What is it called? It's called gap focus. So it's important to want to close your gap, but if you never celebrate how far you've come and you're never present in the moment, you're always like hustling and striving for that next version of you 2.0, you're going to miss so much of the beauty and so much of the change along the way. And so I think it's just a paradox. Like, you just have to kind of like navigate your way through it. But it's an important thing just to be aware of. Haha, that was my alarm to be in here. I have to be in here a little early today. So, okay. So I'm just going to read what I highlighted, and maybe it will speak to you. I think it probably will, because I think that we're fellow unicorns. Okay. The problem with this is the constant gap focus is it's detrimental to our confidence and our self-image, causing us to feel like we don't have enough, haven't accomplished enough, and that we're simply not good enough, or at least is not as good as we should be. And that's just a scarcity mindset, which I had so much of when I first started my journey, in my health and fitness journey, in my financial journey, in my coaching journey, and just my life journey. Like, once I decided that I wasn't who I wanted to be, and the only person driving my bus, the only person that could change that was this girl right here, I realized I had to break up with my lack, my attitude of scarcity and lack and not enough and not good enough, and I'm never going to measure up, right? I had to put my blinders on and just focus on me, because it's about my journey, just like this is about your journey. And so it's really easy to fall into that trap, like you're making notes and you're journaling and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm just not where I want to be. Have heart because you're doing the work you need to do to get yourself closer to that goal. And it's not an overnight change. The Miracle Morning will rock your life, and you will see pretty immediate results from that, just feeling more empowered and more happy and more present and more focused on your life, more aware of your thoughts. For me, that was the biggest piece. But just don't beat yourself up. And so then this is the next piece that I was like, ding, 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 ding. Like, can I have a prize, Alex? High achievers are typically the worst at this, constantly overlooking or minimizing their accomplishments, beating themselves up over every mistake or imperfection, and never feeling like anything they do is quite good enough. And that's totally me. Like, I have this huge dream and this huge vision and this big legacy I want to create, right? And so it's so hard to take a deep breath and to pause in the moment and just celebrate the little wins. The fact that I showed up today, the fact that I have helped so many people on their journey, the fact that I'm showing up to my journey, and the fact that I'm raising amazing little humans who are kindness ambassadors, right? Like, I have to edit, I have to like rein myself in and be like, whoa, okay, like you don't have financial freedom yet, like you don't have your own podcast yet, but that doesn't mean I failed, right? I'm still on track, I'm still on my journey, I'm still working on myself. So I want you to remind yourself of your truths, that you are still on track, that you are still working towards that goal, and it's not an overnight change, but you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. Okay, so the irony of gap focus is a big part of the reason that high achievers are high achievers, because they have those goals, right? They're hustling towards that. Your insatiable desire to close the gap is what fuels your pursuit of excellence. So if you're still here working on your Miracle Morning on day 7, well, yeah, you're probably a high achiever, right? Because you want more for your life and you're driven. And a lot of people, the majority of our society, that 95% of people who are stuck and are just going to stay on that hamster wheel forever until they freaking die, they're going to wait to live until they retire or whatever, those people aren't unwilling to get uncomfortable. So I'm high-fiving you today because you are willing to get uncomfortable and you are willing to do the work that you need to do to get to your level 10 self. So high five, celebrate yourself for that today. That's freaking amazing that you want to get better and that you believe you were worth it. So that's really what I don't want to go into too much more about it just because I don't want to make this video too long, but I want you to just remind yourself of your truths and celebrate yourself for showing up and to focus on each of these daily actions and put them together in a puzzle that will work for you. Okay? So tomorrow we'll talk a little bit more about like how you can make this smaller to fit your life or whatever, which I think you probably can figure out, but sometimes it's helpful to have someone hold your hand. So remind yourself to give yourself grace and to celebrate where you're at today, that you're still working on your journey, that this isn't something that's magically going to show up, right? Like you're going to have to be working on your own journey and you're going to have to be practicing meditation or visualization or journaling or whichever piece of this is tricky for you. That is okay. All right. So to recap, oh, I didn't make this note. Usually I make a note. So the couple steps we've been doing is we have our sleep mantra, right? Are you doing that? Your sleep mantra? Your wake up ritual, that's step number 2. Number 3 is silence. How's that going? Is it going okay? Are you working on that? Is it the struggle bus? It's okay if it is. It's all right. I still struggle with that still. Affirmations, step number 4. And combine that with today's step. If you're struggling with journaling, if the idea of journaling, you don't know what to write, get a pretty journal that speaks to you. I feel like this is really important. You can totally use a spiral notepad, but for me, I need something that feels sacred. I need something that feels important because that's where I'm going to put my important thoughts. The thoughts that are going to drive me towards my next version of me. So it matters. I just go to Marshall's and I get a cheap one. It's like $4.99, whatever. But they're pretty and it makes me happy. And I feel like we just need more happy in our lives. Okay. Step number 5 is to visualize. Step number 6 is exercise, and you're going to reach out to whichever coach invited you to this group if you're struggling with that, because we have so much support and we have so many tools, and exercise should never be something that you view as a punishment or a have to. It's really not, and a lot of us do that. I did it for years. I really did it. I was so stuck and unhappy, and then I would like punish myself, and if I ate something kind of crazy, I would beat myself up. We just need to give ourselves way more grace. So if you're struggling with that piece and you need some more support, reach out to your person, reach out to your coach and talk to them. Just have a conversation and we'll see if we can give you some tools, because that's what this group is all about. Just giving you tools to rock your life and to step into the most amazing version of yourself. The next one was your personal development piece. So for him, he calls it reading. I'm going to call it a podcast or something like this, right? This is personal development. This is helping you step into the very best version of yourself. Maybe it's XM radio, it's something motivational. Whatever it is, it has to fill your cup. It has to be something that you walk away from feeling encouraged and excited and plugged into who you are on the inside. If you need suggestions, I'm happy to help. And then today's is scribing or journaling, because who says scribe? Journaling, okay? So journal your affirmations just to get started. Journal out some gratitude. One of my friends, I ran into her at Starbucks, and she had her journal with her, and she said that she writes a list of things she's grateful for in the morning, and that she writes a couple things that she's grateful that she accomplished at the end of the day, ways she won her day. And so I love that expression, win your day, right? You can't control very many things in life. We can control our own attitudes and how we go out into the world. We can control our energy and our attitude and the things we focus on, right? You control you when it comes down to it. You don't control your kids. You don't control your spouse. You don't control your boss. You don't control anyone else on social media. Like, you really can't. And as a control freak, I know it galls me. But you control you. And so think of a few things you need to do to win your day. So for me, it's like, I know I need to exercise, and I know I need to reach out to people, and I know that I need to love on my humans. And for me, I need to have a clean house. And if I can check all those boxes, then I know at the end of the day, I won my day. I won my day. And so maybe for you, think of a few things, like just a few, like 3 things, right? That if you can get those things done in addition to everything else you do, then you can go to bed at night with peace in your heart, and you can practice your affirmations like, I rock today. I totally made it happen. I believe in who I am. I love myself. So offer yourself grace today. Love yourself. Tell yourself your truths, that if this is hard and tricky and you're sucking at one piece of it, that is okay, because it's never about failure. As long as you're still showing up, it's about failing forward and figuring out how to rock your life, and just to step into your level 10 self. So make it count today, my friends. Drive your bus. Reach out if you need me. I'm here.